We're leading into the next match now, which is this is Jonathan's pick. Now,
Yes.
as we've already mentioned, Jonathan has picked a match. He's picked a WrestleMania 2024.
He cheated.
WrestleMania 19. Yes.
WrestleMania 19. Sorry. So we're going into WrestleMania 19. It's HBK versus Y2J.
Yes.
So this one, there's going to be two scorings then. So we're gonna have to be scoring both lads separately.
Or are we looking at this specifically for a Y2J thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is why I picked this match, because I'm picking this match strictly on the Jericho aspect, because I think, perhaps I'm being diplomatic here, but Jericho I don't think has a very good run of WrestleMania matches. He's always keen to have kind of been shuffled down the pack a little bit. I'm reminded of WrestleMania 18, where God love him and Triple H had to follow Rock and Hogan. You know, and I'll be honest, like, the storyline was good going in. Like it was a good storyline, but it was for Triple H. It wasn't for Jericho.
Yeah.
Plus, nothing was ever going to follow that match.
Nothing.
Precisely. And even WrestleMania 20, he was well down the queue with the Christian match, and that wasn't it either. You know.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Is the promo's not included in my pick? Is it?
Oh, good question.
Because if it is, I'm going to be very fucking happy.
You see, I think there is a promo in there, but I don't think it's the Evo promo. It's
okay. Whatever it is, I don't care. I love the promo anyway. That's what I'm happy about.
That's
Grand.
Fair.
Right. So, Jonathan,
my argument here is this is Jericho's best WrestleMania match, and it's not even a contest. And the reason is because this is where Jericho, I think, kind of came into his own a bit as a character. You know, because there's this. I love this build to this match where like Chris Jericho idolizes Shawn Michaels. He wants to be like him. He wants to wrestle like him. Wants to behave like him in a sense. And Shawn Michaels was kind of like, this is a very good run for Michaels as well, because he was just back. So it was a good it was a good match for Michaels to jump into, and a good feud as well, and something they would pick up years later in also a very good feud they had with the unsanctioned match and the eye injury and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But these two just have a really natural chemistry because they're both good wrestlers and good characters. And for me, Jericho just ebbs this one a little bit more than the round two he had years later, which I think was more Michaels oriented. So that's why I'm picking this one in particular.
Okay, cool. So if we have,
plus, I gotta say, it's nice to see right after right after inebriated Shawn, we get to see sober Shawn.
Yeah, actually, it's nice. Yeah, I do like that one actually as well. So if we're all ready, Jonathan, would you like to count us in?
I would love to. So on 3, 2, 1, play. And of course, the link is down in the description if you want to join along with us.
And this also has a promo beforehand, which is
promo.
I do love the video promos beforehand, even though this is a
lads, that elimination chamber when he had the half finished tights.
Yeah, that was the first match. That was the first elimination match.
It was, and he only had like HB on the side of his tights because the seamstress didn't get them finished in time, and he had this weird bob haircut.
I will actually say this: Chris Jericho gives the best low blows in the business.
Yeah,
he gets right in there.
Do you also want to know
China wants a word with you?
That's really going to annoy. It's going to annoy everyone here, but WrestleMania 19 was the first Mania I watched live.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's late to the party, man.
Very late to the party, yeah. So this is why I think it's kind of stuck in my head, because even I didn't kind of appreciate the match at the time.
That's fair.
I was kind of looking at more like the angle of Brock and so forth. But this was just good. It was just a good story. And that's what Jericho does well.
When we're judging, are we including promos in the judgment and the build to it, or are we judging solely on the match?
So
I think
only just on the match. Right? This is the context to it. So yeah.
I was going to say the promo itself is fantastic, showing them doing the same moves coming up through the career.
Sorry, you said WrestleMania 19.
Well,
WrestleMania 19 was the first WrestleMania you watched live?
Fully, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. WrestleMania 10 was my first one.
Again, not coming from a wrestling a family of wrestling fans, so yeah.
Now hold on, it wasn't the first WrestleMania you saw, right? It was just the first one you saw live.
I would have seen half of 18. I would have saw Rock Hogan.
Right.
WrestleMania 10, the first WrestleMania I watched live.
And
I didn't see any live.
That was out of spite. That was out of spite because my brothers got to stay up late and I wanted to stay up late. So that's
I
how
didn't see any
that's how I
live
became a
until
wrestling
I
fan.
was literally in my late teens, early 20s, like till I left, because we didn't have I don't come from a very wealthy family, so we didn't have
Needed it
like
fucking we.
no, but I'm just saying I didn't have access to
order the pay-per-views. That was it.
no,
Yes.
I didn't have access to pay-per-views, and I
to watch.
definitely, even if I had access to them, I wouldn't have been allowed to order them. But
Yeah.
You
what I
talk
did,
about like Jericho.
I'd go and rent
Just
the
watching it,
things from the video shop. Is how I'd watch them.
yeah, remember those video shops?
Yeah.
Chart posters, Extravision.
Oh no,
like
would
movie
you do
magic.
your fancy city talk? We had
Oh, I love
Dowlands.
movie magic.
You know?
Bye.
Do you know actually?
And before I
do you know
had
what we
them, I
actually
had
had?
John's like video shop. So
We-
yeah,
Do you know? I'm actually just thinking we had the entire Silver Vision collection.
Yes.
Wow.
nice.
We got
Wow,
them. For,
I
we
would
used to
love
them
to get
for
my hands
Christmas.
on that.
We don't have them anymore, but we used to have the entire Silver View collection.
Wow. That would be
videos.
amazing.
Damien got
Yes,
them
that-
every year for Christmas.
That's
Every
what I
year
used to do.
without
Was
fail.
I'd go to the video shop, and whatever was a pound or whatever, I'd rent one of the videotapes for the night, and I'd watch it. I'm showing my fucking age, but yeah, I'd rent the videotapes and I'd
Look,
watch it.
You look great for someone who's 43. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Am I older than Dennis? I'm not older than you.
No,
No, I doubt it.
Dennis is
I'm-
older than
You're
all of us.
30.
I'm older than all you. I'll be 36 in March.
Okay, yeah.
Still the youngest here.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Jonathan. You're also the baldest
He's really not.
For your
He has
age.
more hair
Dennis
than
is actually
me.
for your
than me.
age.
I'm the bald.
For your age.
For your age.
Yeah. Well, that was gone at fucking 17, man. I had no fucking chance. It was dead. That was hair was dead on arrival. Wasn't much hair to begin with.
I like that song.
Not gonna lie, like when I was growing up and when I was getting close to I was getting close to actually thinking about being a wrestler, like it was literally like my appearance basically was like Jericho, young Jericho.
This is peak
Long
Jericho as a look.
blonde hair,
It's peak Jericho. This
Yeah.
is the one you remember, you know.
long blonde hair, clean shaven, just like
And the fucking
Best
annoying
theme
goatee.
song in wrestling history, baby.
but like
I did
If
a
I-
fucking lap dance to this song I did in the woolshed.
What happens in the woolshed stays in the woolshed.
No, it fucking does because someone had it recorded and they fucking share it every year on Facebook. And that same person also
Never
shares
forget.
the same, and the same person also shares the following year when I did karaoke when I sang China's theme song and then Don Marnell did his China impression.
Oh, fucking don't treat me like a woman.
Yeah!
Don't treat me like a man.
John Marnell.
Well, don't treat me like a woman.
Yeah. I did that. I did that for the karaoke because it was the only one that we could think of because there was no fucking way I was going to be able to do edges. That was the only other option that we had. Because someone had already,
not gonna lie, lads.
someone had already picked Sweet
like look at that, just being able to adapt is like didn't work.
Didn't work. Fuck it.
Okay, moving
Yeah.
on.
Boom.
That
I
one
think
worked.
2019 is one of my favorite arenas. It just looks fucking brilliant. I know it's in Toronto. It's the
I just want
Toronto.
to make you feel special.
Yeah.
But I think everybody has like for instance, one of my favorite arenas ever from W. Oh, that one didn't. Look at that, playing it off again because it
Let
didn't
me
work.
spray my
Fantastic.
confetti all over you.
And no, but it didn't work, so he doesn't pick her. Oh, look at this, brilliant! Please, fingers crossed, it's gonna work.
To be fair, ovaries exploded.
Now I will say, inebriated Shawn probably would have thrown a tantrum
Yes.
at them not working.
Yeah. This is a much more.
This is an interesting question though, because like we've seen how good of a run he had when he came back.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was still inebriated, like full potential, like full cylinders, like Shawn.
Still,
wouldn't last
Imagine
pace.
that.
He wouldn't have burnt.
You
No,
know
he
what?
wouldn't have lasted pace. He
you
would
know
have burnt
what?
out.
I actually think he would have. I think he would have. This is a stubborn motherfucker. He would have run himself right
I mean,
into the
that's a
grave,
fair point.
making
I
sure
do
that he
agree with
put on a
Amy.
fucking show.
I do agree with Amy to a large degree, but he was on a lot of like heavy shit. Like he was coked
Yeah,
to the
he was,
gills.
and yeah, he still had some of the best matches, even coked off his head.
True, yeah.
But like,
So, like,
not,
honest to God,
not saying in the sense of like, oh, he's gonna run himself into the ground. I'm talking about like, imagine what he would be like if you put him in those matches. Like, if you take that version of him
and put him into these matches.
Yes.
I don't think it'd be as good.
I think it would. I still think he'd knock it out of the park.
I think quality-wise, I think it'd be good, but I think the problem is, I think his fucking temper would ruin a lot of it. Case in point, I think little shit like coming down and the confetti cannon's not working. Honestly, I think that led to a fucking little tantrum for him.
Do you know what? It would, but I guarantee the thing is, I say he actually would have waited until he was backstage so to have the hissy fit, but he would have hit he would have made some stiff punches in the ring.
Yeah.
But like, if considering the person who he's with, whoever he's in the ring with, would have been too fucking terrible to actually do anything back again. Because if he was still getting away with the shit he was getting away with, nothing would have taken him down. No matter what was going on, unless they dragged him to fucking rehab. So, I mean, I've far too much favoritism when it comes to HBK, coked or not coked.
I also don't know if he would have stayed with WWE because there was that whole thing for a long time where
definitely
he
not.
wanted to go.
He would have fucked off. He would have So, like, realistically speaking, if he was still in that state, he wouldn't still have been in WWE. He would have left on an own accord, but he wouldn't have been fired.
Yeah. And then you
wouldn't have to
because then would WCW have gone the same way and would have been worse, would have been better because you obviously have the clique now in WCW together, so it's different.
Here's the thing the thing that turned though the tide for WWE was Triple H and Shawn Michaels. So had they jumped ship, WWE would not be around. Had those two jumped ship, they would have been doing that shit on WCW.
That's
WWE.
what I mean, and they arguably would have had even more power on to,
Yeah, like that's a scary thought, like,
because Nash ended up as Booker there anyway. So if Shawn was there with him and Hall, I mean, you might as well call the fucking.
If Hulk Hogan wasn't there, if Hulk Hogan wasn't there,
that's a fair point too,
I'd say. If Hulk Hogan wasn't there, I say they would have had. I'd say the clique would have ran that perfectly. I actually genuinely do think they would have ran that to a degree with some sort of professionalism. They would have put their friends over, but they also really wanted to actually succeed in it. I'd say it would have been the best fuck you to WWE if they actually managed to pull it off. But because of Hogan and just because of the person Hogan is, it was never going to work.
I will say, like, I see your point, but I do remember Nash booking too, and it wasn't good. Like, on his own.
No,
like,
but
it wasn't fantastic.
But no, it wasn't. But you also have to look at who he was actually booking.
Yeah. He breaks it down. Like, there is a shoot interview where he's actually like he breaks down the whole booking process.
Yeah. I actually seen that, and it was actually crazy the amount of television that they had to book.
You have to book like 14 hours of television.
Yeah.
Just to like deal with, and that's like 1 week basically.
Yeah.
And if something happens in between that, like you're fucked for the next few weeks. And not only that, you add into the fact that like a lot of these lads had like stipulations in their contracts where they guess final say.
Yeah, they're guaranteed under their creative control, etc. Now, I'm trying to look at this match through the lens of concentrating on Chris. I will say one thing I did like from Chris straight off the bat was while Shawn was even doing his, happy-go-lucky entrance, looking very happy and all that, Jericho was dead staring him, which I did like. So, I did like that.
Jericho knows how to play his role.
Yeah.
He knows how to play his part to a fucking T, and especially now, because he's gotten a lot better. At this point in his career, he has gotten much better at actually kind of selling the anger and the hatred and the fucking resentment that he has. But another thing as well in this one, you have two people who are very fucking good at selling in a match right now.
Yeah, that's true too.
And both of them can be very nice. Both of them actually pull out a high flying set though as well if they wanted to.
I did always prefer Chris as a heel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He works
no
better as a
contest.
heel. He
Yeah.
works so
Chris
much better
during
as
his
a heel.
2010 run, like in the suit.
Oh,
That's,
with the quiet speaking, yeah.
I fucking love that shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
eat up that shit.
his best heel
A
run.
bloke in a suit to me is the best fucking thing ever. I love seeing lads in suits when they just play that pompous prick.
That's it. And I loved his reasoning behind it as well, because it was just like, he decided to do the quieter promos because it made you come in and listen to him while he was like, you had to listen closely or you wouldn't hear what he was saying, that kind of thing.
Do you know what that
little
is?
things
That
like
reminds
that
me
were
of
great.
Jake the Snake. It's the Jake the Snake mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
You speak quietly and you will fucking listen. Now, Jake was never high on my list of wrestlers, but anytime I was watching
he
a
is on
promo of him, I would stop and I would listen. Like, I would stop.
Jake is legitimately one of my favorites of all time.
If you ever want
I
to study
hated
someone
snakes
like promos
when I was younger.
promo-wise,
Put me off him.
Jake
Jake.
the Snake is your man.
Yeah,
But not only that, like psychology-wise, he's like well ahead of his time because and
there was
people
a
don't realize
storyline that they had. There's a storyline that they had, and it was it was Jake the Snake and the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
When he was basically pulling the strings. Now, obviously, when I was younger, I couldn't enjoy that because I knew too much. But as I went back as an adult, as a teenager, and was able to watch it on the videos that we had, and I was like, oh, I fucking like, you really do appreciate him. You like that kind of was able to make me appreciate him a lot more for what he was, especially when the documentary hit Netflix.
Jake is a man that if he could have gotten his demons under control, he would have had a job for life. He would have been backstage as an agent, or he would have been a promo coach or something. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't, and maybe he did. I obviously don't know the inner workings. Get offered a job at the Performance Center as a promo coach, because I mean,
a lot of them could do it.
Oh yeah, and I'd pay. Jesus Christ, could you imagine having Jake the Snake as your promo coach? My fucking god!
Not only that, like look at Lance Archer. He's managing Lance Archer, and I mean, like he specifically asked for Lance Archer.
Yeah.
When he was coming in, it's like I want to be his manager because I see heaps of potential in him. It's like if Jake the Snake is saying that about you, I feel very fucking happy about myself.
Yeah. Look, Jake had his issues. He was always such a solid worker. I mean, I know he accidentally invented it, but he's still the inventor of the DDT, which now arguably one of the most famous transitional moves. That still angers me that it's a transitional move, but however.
Wait until the RPG.
Yeah.
Because I actually realize I don't think any of us have ever actually used a DDT. I'm lying. I used it once to turn. That was it, to turn on fucking Violet. And even then it was.
Notice one thing here. Jericho ran back into the ring and stopped the referee from
to break the count. Yeah.
Because he wants to win the match.
Yeah.
Even though he's a heel, he still wants to win it. This is the one match that he needs to win.
That's the whole point. Yeah. That's the thing is, like he's the storytelling is fantastic.
Yeah, he doesn't want to win it in a cheap way with a count out or something. He wants to.
Yeah, he doesn't want to count out. He doesn't want to double count out. He wants to prove to HBK, I am fucking better than you.
Yeah.
But character-wise, Jericho is kind of playing in almost an analog of like old HBK, petulant, pissy, like not getting his way.
Exactly.
That type of thing.
Beautiful triangle dropkick.
This was the whole fucking. This was the whole point of this storyline, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
He literally was pre-cross HBK.
Yeah. And the thing is, and the great thing about that now
before
is
HBK was touched by that angel
character as well, because now, because it's already been established from the few months he's had, after this before this feud, he is changed. There's a conscious change in his personality and the character, and he's in a way new HBK is enjoying being back wrestling more than he would have been if he had kept going or just packed it in. So in a way, there was a redemptive aspect to how HBK was working and how he was wrestling now, whereas Jericho was not he didn't have the same demons, but he was also the same kind of, he was being a brat about it still. Because
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't this whole one start when, I can't remember, Shawn was in a match with somebody and he did the whole play possum thing with an injury, and essentially Was that later?
Yeah.
That's what
Because
caused.
I was going to say
No, this
that was the
this
heel
I thought
turn.
this is what
Sorry,
caused
yes.
it.
Like,
Oh.
why you fans would cheer someone who would lie and deceit everyone in plain sight, even me.
Because
Like-
then he talks about how he was a fan all the time, and I can't believe that he would do something so cowardly and all that. And
Yeah.
then
But
he
again,
gets
like,
switching
they'll
music.
seem to the eyes of a
Jericho.
heel in that sense. Like Jericho's going like, well, I mean, it's okay for you to do it, but why can't I do it? You know, and it's like, oh, it's because you're HBK, and that's it's a whole kind of like the psychology of it. It's like, why can't I do it? Why is it that you boo when I do it? Type deal.
What about Maven?
So yeah, because it's like there's an inner jealousy in Chris Jericho, the fact that like HBK, everyone kind of loves it when he does it, when he skins the cat and does all this sort of stuff. But when he does it, oh, you're just ripping off HBK and shit like that, you know.
Here,
So,
lads, because of
all of this
HBK, we have the actual rule of the Royal Rumble. Both feet have to touch the floor. Thank you for that, HP fucking K.
But it's that point that Jericho, like at this point, that Jericho didn't have anything like that. Jericho has been a good wrestler all this point out. He's never been the guy in vogue for like.
Jericho was a whiny little bitch.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Like and to him it's going like, well, I mean,
beautiful.
He loved HBK when he was a whiny little bitch. What's wrong with me? That's the whole point of this feud to me.
Because HBK was sleeping with everybody. You weren't, Jericho. That's what it came down to.
No, there was no sunny days. It was just overcast for Chris Jericho.
Well, it was just literally like Shawn Michaels walks in, pull my pants down. She was pregnant. Like, what? There you go.
Oh, at this stage, he had one of the Nitro girls, didn't he?
The hip thrust.
He was right. He'd married Rebecca at this point.
That's right. Yeah, she was a Nitro girl. Am I right?
Yes.
She was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, now I remember. Sorry. He saw her on TV. He's like, I want to meet her, which is just brilliant.
That is a legit. I want that one.
Yeah.
So,
I want that one.
Okay, Chris. Yes, I'll take 2 from the top and 3 for anyone else.
He's probably looking and is like, does it come in black hair?
No.
Hey,
sorry.
do you come with a car?
Well,
Now you see this. I like
This is it.
this. I like. The
you.
aping off and then do it better, yeah, and then that pisses him off. You see, that's great from Jericho.
Boom.
Just great stuff. Again, and that's stuff that wasn't really done outside of probably Rock Austin. The fact they were nicking each other's stuff.
Yeah.
So when other people do it, it means more. It makes sense.
Like, there's still the same thing. Like the comeback, like the foot forearm, the kip up, the atomic drop, then the few shots.
Yeah. No, I guarantee as well in this match. I can't remember, but I can almost guarantee you we'll see Jericho do a Sweet Chin Music.
It's nailed on.
What's actually brilliant is that
it makes perfect sense to do it though, in the sense of the feud that they're having. It makes perfect sense that I can do this better than you fuck. You know, so that's when I like it. It can be used to further a storyline like this.
Yeah.
What's scary is that, like, when you watch the likes of this match, you actually like really realize how many people, especially in Irish wrestling, they've influenced.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Maxer. Like, he always does the same kind of sell for like the ring post, like what Shawn would do, or like Paddy Morrow would do HBK's comeback.
Yeah.
Like, he'd do the flying forearm, the kip up, do the atomic drop, like little things like that. Or you get like the younger generation, like an LJ Cleary doing Skin the Cat. Like,
yeah.
I have to admit, I do love that. I do love Skin the Cat.
It's
I do
so
love seeing
difficult
that.
though.
It's like
It's
that is
really fucking difficult.
It's
And
one
that
of those
is
things.
difficult
Just
as
like
well,
that's just
getting out of
pure
that pin.
impressive upper
Oh,
body
I'm telling you,
strength.
I have
love
tried that, and that is that's all core. Like that is
hurts
fucking
like a
that hurts
motherfucker.
like a fucking bitch.
You wouldn't think it, like the pin.
Oh no, it's
Get out
horrible,
of it,
dude.
but it does. It hurts.
No, it looks painful.
But yeah, it does definitely give you an idea about like who people's influences are.
Yeah.
Like,
Again, it's always the case. Like, we never really had, like, outside of probably Shamey, we never really had any kind of big guys in the scene. So they were always the same kind of like fucking whippets, basically, just the same kind of like
Yeah.
And naturally, like a little like someone of that stature is not going to try and be Kane. That's not going to happen, and you're not going to be the Undertaker. But you could be a Kurt Angle, you could be a Chris Jericho, you could be a HBK. There are more achievable targets. So, and especially considering that like these are more, I suppose, more realistic characters as well. Yeah. So like there were stuff that you could be able to take aspects of, adapt it for yourself, and make it work for you. Whereas like there's not much scope for an American badass in Nace. You know, like it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work.
People have tried it, but like it doesn't work.
No.
Lads, do you remember back in the day when they used to have the wrestling shows that had The Undertaker and Kane and Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stores, yeah.
They were definitely not
Williams.
The Undertaker, Kane, and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Cards have looked to change.
They were English shows. Like they were run by a guy called Oric Williams.
Like, really?
That was his gimmick. Like he would just put on like imitation shows
until he got shut down for fucking gimmick infringement.
No, he still does it. Like
does he?
Like he'd done it for years, but I don't think he runs shows now. But like that was his thing. Basically, like what Muldoon does. Like travel around and do the camp shows.
No,
basically.
That's grand. But so I could specifically remember, and I don't want to. I won't name names, but I remember I was working in a place that.
Why they don't watch it anyway?
It was a venue that I worked at. And there was a manager of, and we had wrestling coming in one time. Foxy, you were actually there, and so we'd release like a brochure that had all the events coming up for the season. And so we'd ask every producer of whatever show they were bringing in to give us, their promotional material so we could write a little blurb about it or whatever. And we got one from .ie that promised us Sheamus.
Well, actually, no, that's not a lie.
Well, you see,
I did have him for a short period. Muldoon had an awful habit of like, like he'll put the pictures out of like people that like he has had. So he's not lying in that sense.
There's sweet chin. Yeah. Oh no, I had no doubt that he had at some point had him. But the problem that leads to is we had people traveling down because they had read Sheamus, who was now in the WWE, was going to be here.
Yep.
And that obviously caused a lot of fucking issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say, by the way, that is a fucking snug Sweet Chin music.
Yeah.
That was so fucking well done. The little shuffle as well beforehand, just his little take on that move.
Yeah.
Nothing else, and he still does it perfectly. Brilliant stuff.
It always looks so weird to me. Even seeing somebody else do it, though, it's because you get so used to certain mannerisms.
That's the thing.
Something looks off. He did it perfectly, but it's just you're so used to seeing Shawn Michaels do it that it's weird.
It's a shame that the likes of the super kick, like is a transitional move.
Again, has become transitional. Yeah,
it's a shame.
I personally, I couldn't agree more. I'm a huge fan of the likes of Sweet Chin music, of the DDT and stuff, like being brought back to their former glory. They can be devastating looking moves, and in logic should be devastating move. A big kick under your jaw, that'll fuck you right up. Getting dropped on the top of your head, that'll really fuck you right up. It should be a match winner. It shouldn't be a transition.
Another silly thing that I don't see done very often, and it's a shame because it can be used very well, is that the slingshot.
Yes.
The slingshot that was done there, that is not used as often, and it's a shame because especially in a tag team context, that can be used so effectively.
Yeah.
I mean
because you can use it. You can use it into other moves.
Tag, boom, slingshot, forearm. They fall back down. Partner springs in, elbow drop. Boom.
Actually, I on the RPG the other night, I used a move that we will be using in as a team, which is slingshot into a big boot, which is nice and simple, but gets the job done, gets the double team across,
But not only that, it's not like done. It's not a fancy thing. It can actually work for multiple different things.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not just as what it is a slingshot. You can launch someone. No, you can literally like boom transition and slingshot into
Yeah.
a Boston crab, or you can.
If he gets enough height, you can go into like a fall away slam, something like that. Catch it, catch and put him into anything you want to.
Not only that, like if you want to hold it, like you can literally hold the legs, slingshot, bounce off the corner, fall back onto your knees. So like it's like
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's a double kind of thing. Oh.
Actually, that's a
I could have
great one.
gone so wrong.
I might integrate that into the whole big boot with the slingshot thing. So you do the slingshot, get the big boot, and then just hold on to him so he drops back down onto the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just point out, by the way, how much of a loss it is not having flashing bulbs at WrestleMania anymore. It makes a move feel.
Shawn's elbow is so beautiful.
Yeah.
It.
But I can't
always
picture
love his elbow
without flashing bulbs. I don't know what it is. It just seems to work.
It gives you an idea of the spectacle that it is. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
this is why people pay to go see this. These are the moves that people are. It's embedded in people's minds.
Yeah.
Like
again, I can't speak because not in the same age group, but I wonder if the same kind of like wonderment is there for the generation watching Raw and SmackDown now. Are they feeling the same way? What is the stuff that they would be reminiscent about? Because when I look at the product now and like there's nothing there I'd be reminiscent about. But of course, the wonderment is gone.
Sammy Guevara got chased in a golf cart.
To be fair, it was kind of funny. It was funny, but I'm not going to tell my grandkids about it.
Fuck that little shit.
That's a moment that's only made by
Guevara.
Involved. Like you have like Matt Hardy like with the big grin. You have Kenny Omega with like the weird crazy like I'm gonna kill you, and then just Sammy's like boom. It's but
beautiful.
But with like you can always tell like how much a move transcends like wrestling by who you remember using it.
Yes.
Yes.
Super kick, Shawn Michaels. Elbow, Macho Man. Like certain moves are just synonymous with certain people. It's just the way it is. Like it.
Like so there is a sort of internal logic to it in the sense, like with the kind of Canadians destroyer argument we mentioned earlier.
Petey Williams.
Petey Williams.
You can make the argument that a lot of people can do the Canadian destroyer, but Petey Williams put that extra torque in it that makes it an actual finishing maneuver. Like he's the master. He is the original.
Well, he also popularized it.
True, but again, the point, the argument there is that the reason that his move is effective is because he pioneered it. He knows how to do it better than anyone else. So you can kind of make the argument with like the Jake Roberts.
Oh, beautiful!
I'll give you a good one.
Great sequence.
The cop killer. Who do you associate with?
With who? The
cop killer. Who do you associate that
Hernandez?
With?
No.
Remember the cop killer?
It's an inverter breaker. Duncan's old move.
The one that nearly broke Joker Bray's neck.
Yes, I know the one you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Eli?
Because you know who actually invented it, do you?
That was Hurricane, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah, I was about to say Hurricane, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. But no one associates it with him.
Oh.
He also wasn't he first to do Eye of the Hurricane as well? The whole into reverse DDT position, swing around with the elbow. Big Show used it for a while.
I think so. No.
Although I don't want to guarantee that because I'm not sure.
No. The motion had been there, but like, it's just that he's more prominent for it.
Oh, guys, it's Kyle Jacker and James Rage. Kyle Jacker and James Rage. Can't wait for your story.
Okay, that's not how that played out. Not how that played out.
That's how that plays out.
And the face, just like, why?
But again, that's the beauty of that fucking match.
So, okay. We want to score.
It's like
9.
Hmm.
I'm giving Jericho a 9.
Fine, okay.
I'm not going to go that high with it. Much better than, I mean, I thought, not much better, but I thought Jericho.
I was much more invested in Jericho in this match than I was.
Yes.
Hence why he's a 9 in my book. Because it's up against HBK, and I know the two of them can have a fantastic match. They could actually have a blindfold match, and it would be fucking fantastic because the two of them will still know how to play off one another.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm going to say 8
Okay.
for my score for Jericho. While I agree with Amy that, I mean, undoubtedly, as opposed to Jericho and anyone, I was invested much more in Jericho in this match. Put that down to age or whatever, more understanding of his character and what he was doing. He felt more comfortable in himself and how he carried himself, and he knew exactly what he was doing. Even if you didn't know the story going into the match, you would know the story by watching the match, which is a big deal. And again, he's in there with HBK. It's always going to be great, but I think Jericho more than carried his weight in the match, and I think that's an 8 for me.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 8.5. So, same kind of... you, like what Dennis said, it's like he's more comfortable at this point. So therefore, like, you're getting a more seasoned, but at the same time more... Keep in mind that he's also like trying to carry Shawn as well, because Shawn is only back like a few months. So like that definitely is a testament to how much he's improved since the first match that we had seen.
Yeah.
So in terms of his comfort level and his ability.
Actually, that's a very good point that I hadn't thought of. I mean, HBK, what was only meant to be at the time was, as far as I know, was a one and done with Triple H, and then he decided he felt so good that he came back full time. I mean, he was only new into it, so I mean, he has to shake off a lot of ring rust. In order to do that, he needs an opponent that's going to be able to carry him and help him out. And so, that's a very good point, actually. Do you know what? That's enough. If I can, I'm gonna up mine to 8.5 as well, because that's a very good point that I hadn't thought of.
Well, that's interesting, because then that leaves
26.
That's a 26, yeah, indeed. And that
so
leaves
we have a 26, a 24.5, and a 21.
Yes. So if you want to kind of consider it that way, obviously the Mania 19 match is leading on that front. But Y2J kind of finishes off this part with a score of 47. So like that's the kind of the number to beat in a sense for HBK to supersede.
And what? So HBK is on. So HBK is on 24.5.
Yes.
Now. Okay. Right. So this leads up to my match. My match is WrestleMania 26.
It is main event,
and I have to say, possibly my favorite match.
The main event. I think this is probably my favorite WrestleMania match.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
This is the career versus the streak. This was the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels take 2. I fucking loved the entire build up to this match. I thought it was fantastic, and I thought the match actually, I think the match actually was the payoff that it was meant to be. Because you know the way you have some matches and they have a massive build and then it just falls flat. This doesn't. I don't think this match falls flat.
I agree. Now, quality wise, I do think their first encounter to previous WrestleMania was better.
I prefer 25.
Oh, 100%. I prefer it.
Story-wise, this was better. Yeah,
this was better,
definitely.
Much better.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Do we have a link?
We do have a link. I just sent it to you there. So give yourselves a goosey.
Did you send it?
Yes.
Yeah. He sent it.
Oh, I sent it to the wrong people. Never mind.
Oh no, you didn't send it. Sorry, that's the same link as before.
I was like,
So random other group just got sent to WrestleMania.
It's nice to know that the Monday Madness group have gotten WrestleMania 26. Am I right? Was it the Monday Madness group? They're like,
yes.
Are we
Shut up. Yeah. You saw nothing. I'm on 3 drinks. Fuck off.
Jesus, sorry. I just seen the time. That 42 minutes of a match, dude.
I'm sorry, lads. I'm actually so sorry.
There's promos.
Right, I'm gonna have to let this. I have to wait until this loads up a second because Daily Motion is taking its sweet ass time to load up on my thing.
Yeah, let us know. You're doing the countdown anyway, so.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So so hopefully, obviously it's not going to be the promo that I want it to be. I don't think anyway. It's not the placebo one.
Unfortunately, no. It's
but
the pre-mania one they have. But in fairness, before you do get into the match, pause here. Look up the placebo WrestleMania 26
yes,
promo. Get yourself.
it's
in the
on
mood.
YouTube. It's
Yeah,
on YouTube. It is
It's by far
fucking
the best promo WWE has ever put out.
fantastic. It is, honest to God, one of the best fucking promos of all time.
Yeah,
And do you know what thing is? This has been what, like how many years ago was this fucking thing? I was gonna say 4. This is like fucking 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, it's
nearly
10 years now. Yeah,
and it's still
Jesus
one of the
Christ,
promos that will if it's one of those promos that always sticks out with me and always does, and I will watch it every now and again on YouTube.
Fuck, I can actually remember. Like, I remember watching this. I feel fucking old.
Like
now,
the
dude.
fucking start. I'm just
Like,
thinking. Like we were in fucking bus, or we were not bus because we were in the woolshed for this. Was it Captain America's?
Probably Captain America's.
Not the woolshed. I think it was the woolshed.
You could be right. I could be mistaken on that.
I'm nearly sure that this was one of the ones that was in woolshed. But anyway, all I know is I lost my shit. I wouldn't let my friends talk to me when this match was on. I was like, no, this is my boy.
I was in my house at that time with a load of non-wrestling fans watching. And actually, that's a testament to the match because they all shut the fuck up and watched it.
Yeah.
They loved it. And I mean, and it was that, as I said, these are non-wrestling fans, but they loved this particular match.
Perfect. Right.
Are we
ready?
Start?
Let's do it.
No, not yet. Are we ready? Are we in?
Yeah, I am.
3.
Hold on. Let me drop my pants. Hold on.
1. I already have mine off.
Play.
It's time to run up that hill, lads.
Is that a go?
It's a go.
Yep.
Start running up that building.
Size that building.
Yeah.
And
again,
then there's
another great arena for WrestleMania.
Yeah. That's actually where the next future wrestling show is going to be.
It's true, actually. Yeah, it's very true.
Why has mine frozen?
Why is Matt Stryker here?
Let it go. Let it go.
Like 08, this was.
Yeah. This is also in the height of like Taker's great fucking like Mania runs as well. Like he was on a run of fucking brilliant Mania matches from like Batista, Edge, HBK, HBK, Triple H, not so much. End of an era, CM Punk.
Don't
fucking hell.
Don't talk. Don't talk during the promo.
Why?
The promo's on.
I just love promos.
Shut up, there's a promo on.
Fucking prick. My fucking video froze. Damn it, frozen.
I loved it in the fact that, look, Amy's right, the story-wise, I mean, it was a year's worth of a story.
Yeah,
like, where he was just willing, he was saying from the get-go, he was going to do whatever it took to get him because he knew he could beat him. He knew he had him.
The one thing I love about this, though, as well, is the holdout as well. It wasn't an automatic, okay, we'll do a rematch. This was like 6 months before we actually knew, like, before it was confirmed that we were getting this match. Longer. And it was just watching an entire breakdown of a wrestler, of a person going through this entire breakdown for a fucking year until he finally got what he wanted. And it was just so beautifully done.
It really was. And I mean, it's the story, as I said, the story, it was him telling like that he was this close. He knew he could beat him. He was this close. And it was driving him insane that he wasn't going to get the chance to prove that he could do it.
To prove that he could beat him.
Yeah.
I am going to watch the fucking placebo promo after this. Damn right you do, bitch.
But this
was actually
timeline of this, like everything, like this match was kind of like it was kind of in a vacuum. Sorry, the Mania 25 match was in a vacuum for a long time. That this is just a great dream match, and everyone thought about it, and it pissed on the cornflakes of fucking Orton Triple H, and everyone goes, ha, look at how great this match was in comparison. And then everything was fine afterwards. There was nothing about the two of them for a long time because like HBK was doing the DX thing with Triple H, and Taker was on a world title game. So they were into complete different universes at that point. But even then, it only was, if I'm not mistaken, at the Slammies where HBK got the award for Match of the Year.
Yeah.
And it was only at that point
that was I can beat you. I can
It
beat
wasn't
you.
even that, but you
I
could
can
actually
do
see
this.
at that point. Did you notice that it actually bothered him that he lost, that he needed
Yeah.
to beat the streak? There was no clue about that whatsoever, which meant it was like very feasible. It was very plausible to think that was been on his mind for that entire time. And it was only
Exactly.
then
Do you
in the
know what?
run in towards WrestleMania
But-
more that like the possibility of like fuck I
It
could get
consumed
him
him.
again
Yeah.
if I win the Rumble, and then he fuck up the Rumble. He completely bottles it, and then now he has to like go to more drastic measures to get Taker's attention. And it's such a great story just because of that. And yeah,
Do you know what? The other thing about this though as well, right? So normally when you have stipulation matches like career versus streak, it's always very clear what the outcome is going to be
yeah, this was not
with some of these
as
matches,
clear.
right? This was
was
not a fucking clear cut of you would not be able to actually going into this. There was always the 50-50. You couldn't actually call this because there was a
No.
possibility that the Undertaker could lose because HBK wasn't really showing any signs of slowing down.
Exactly.
in his
I was
career.
going to say you
With
you
that,
wouldn't.
and that was
He was
so
still
it
able to
does,
go
yeah,
perfectly.
at this point. Like he was still throwing out fucking classic matches. He was still able to go with young guys. So like this career versus streak thing, this legit could have gone either way, and
Yeah.
it proper sucked you into the whole thing. Like storylines like this, you do not get storylines like this anymore. You don't get it anywhere anymore. I don't even get this shit on Home and Away anymore. Thank God Kobe is finally in prison.
But you
and
can
dead.
get it
Oh my
on
God, that
Future
storyline
Wrestling.
dragged out for so
Season
long.
finale coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing I saw there in the little
There
hype
will be
package
tears.
about the streak? An opponent that they usually gloss over, they did show a little glimpse of him
Giant
there.
Gonzalez.
Oh,
King
Giant
Bundy.
Gonzalez! I
It's
have
like Gonzalez or
flashbacks to that
Bundy.
man.
Which one?
Gonzalez by a million. He was just the worst
Do you know what?
of anything ever.
What? He was never, and they never intended for him to be a wrestler at all. And that man was like Andre. He was broken before he even started as for a career, and it's just so fucking sad.
Look, he was bad in WCW as El Gigante, and then
See,
they
this
found a
is
way
all
to
they
get rid of
wanted.
him.
It was such heightism. They only wanted him because he looked intimidating, sort of thing. That was it. It's like realistically, no thought process goes into that type of thing at all. It's like literally, it's like a bloke thinking it has to be the biggest. It doesn't.
It's the thought process. I do believe it's the thought process of going back to the Carney days and getting in
It's
the,
an attraction.
the freak.
biggest attraction.
Look at the freak.
Well, I was going to be more politically correct, but yes.
Look at the freak.
freak.
Inconsiderate prick.
I know it wasn't really used that often. I think they only got like a couple of shows out of it. But Sherry's version of his thing of Sweet Chin Music is the greatest ever. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
He knows
Sherry was a
the heavy
fucking
breathing at the start.
goddess.
Voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Oh, Shawn! It's just
I prefer her,
every
her
time
sexy rendition.
I love her rendition
Sexy
of
Kurt.
it. It is the
Yeah.
greatest thing.
I'll make your ankle hurt.
Much to your point about the whole retirement aspect of like the fact that there was like a 50-50 vibe to this match, because the great comparison of it was to Ric Flair, right? Because when Ric Flair like was having his match with Shawn Michaels, it was very evident it was going to be his last. Like the actual
it had to be.
stipulation was a formality. You know, it was obvious that Shawn Michaels was going to beat him.
Yeah.
But the reason you knew that was because all the way that Ric Flair is booked up to that point, Vince McMahon had his like, you know, oh, I remember now, I don't like you, and decided like, oh, the next match you lose is your retirement match, and then he has like a rake of matches with people he's never wrestled before, like The Miz and Edge, I think, and a few others. That like,
It's like anyone who wanted a match with fucking Ric Flair was like, you can have your match.
you can step right up, yeah. Even fucking like fucking Trevor Murdoch got a match with Ric Flair, I think, which is
Trevor
bizarre.
Murdoch was fucking brilliant.
Point notwithstanding, at least that was a
Underrated.
He's still alive. Is he still
Yeah.
alive?
Murdoch, yeah.
It's the other guy.
I don't know if he's still
Oh,
wrestling.
Lance Cade
He is
Came
actually
back to
wrestling.
NWA last year.
Huh?
He came back to
Did-
NWA last year.
Anyway,
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ah.
But
I
he has
know
a different name now. I
remember
can't
now, he was in a bad way actually now when Lance Cade passed away. He was.
He was, yeah. As he would be. But even then,
they're
like,
very,
partner, like.
you know, they were very close.
Yeah.
Traveling road together and all that stuff.
Click thumbnail.
Thank you, Amy. More like clip thumbnail, but never mind.
I have
but yeah,
underwear on this time. I'm happy.
Although you won't be saying that like the one day you forget and it'll be like she sits up and the fucking pants just falls. Like, I have underwear on. No, you don't.
Oh, I thought I was wearing them today.
Yeah, but then we just get another platform. We could just upload it to Pornhub and make more money.
That's it, yeah.
So.
Or finally, Amy can set up that OnlyFans that she's been talking about for ages.
Coming soon. Never.
Coming soon to an alternate universe.
I might get Selena to set up an OnlyFans just for shits and giggles.
Selena strikes me as one who definitely have the OnlyFans and would be fucking kicking like.
Oh, she definitely like had one of the first OnlyFans. She was like one of the first fucking creators.
First on the fucking boat, like yeah. And just really niche.
I might add. I'm actually. I know you have the script in it, and I actually might add a little OnlyFans comment into it just for the fuck of it.
No harm. It's a character trait.
I was gonna say you could treat it like somebody, but
actually,
I can't say their name.
It's one of those. It's one of those funny things. Like it's definitely a character trait, but when I'm not in character, when I'm doing her as Lisa, she's very much like. She's not like Selena at all.
No.
she's as far away from her gimmick as possible, I think.
Hold on, what were you saying, Foxy? It's like someone, but I can't mention what?
Yeah,
what
I can't mention a name because like I could get in trouble.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Someone that has.
Is she English or Irish?
What? American.
Is she English or Irish? Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Do we know this person?
Yes.
Can you just put her name into the group chat?
Yeah, could you text it to us, please? Because I'm actually really curious now. Because I thought you were talking about.
Very curious. I thought you were talking about someone.
I thought you were talking about my friend, but
the initials J G.
G. Of course.
Oh.
I'm fucking lost.
Yes.
Fuck no, I'm lost.
Oh.
No, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Somebody, Amy, messaged it to me.
Yeah, we can't say the name out loud. That's the name we can't.
No, that's fine, but Amy's going to tell me.
Because it's fun to take the piss out of the other people, but like this person is actually making serious money from it.
Oh, hey, no, listen. Fucking make your money how you can. I don't give a fuck. You know, you're not hurting anybody. Knock yourself out, dude.
That's why I don't want to say the name and drag them down to our level.
Oh no, I'm not going to say
it. Move so fast. It's like,
look at the intensity to start this off, man.
I actually don't fucking
I
believe
can't
this.
remember how to spell her first name.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll get it. I'm just curious at this thing. I love the intensity to start.
Oh,
it's a very oddly specific spot, though, isn't it? Like to roll up the corner.
Oh, that's his spot, man. That's
what I mean. Like,
I mean, well, arguably it was Rick's before that.
No, like Rick's is the full thing where he rolls over and like climbs up the opposite one and then gets thrown off the like corner. But like,
oh, Amy, am I not friends with you on? Oh, I knew that. I knew. Yes. I knew that. Yes.
Yeah, I can't spell her first name to save my life.
No. Yeah, no. It wasn't ringing a bell with me, but yeah, you're completely correct.
We are friends on Facebook.
No, we're not. I just sent you a request.
We are friends on Facebook, not in real life. That's weird.
Confirm.
I'd be insulted. Like all this time, and we're not friends on social media.
All right then.
This is the thing is, it's you know what it is. It's gotten to a point where it's like, oh, we follow each other on Twitter, so I just assume we're already friends on Facebook.
Exactly. I just kind of like I actually post way more on Facebook than I do on Twitter, to be honest with you. But,
I don't think that's
very rarely go back on. Very rarely go onto Facebook. The road is long and many a way.
again, what I love with the opening like sequence of this match is that it's Taker that's wound up by HBK, not the other way around. Where like HBK is fighting for his life, fighting for his career. No, he's actually after getting Taker. HBK is living in Taker's head here a little bit. It's like this shouldn't be like Taker's got the more high ground here in the sense. Like,
sorry guys, I got kicked out of it there for a second. Can I ask you what timestamp you're on?
I'm currently at 13:13.
13:13. Okay, thank you.
I'm pausing at 13:13.
I'm pausing at 13:13.
I paused at 13
because I was. Okay, right. I'm going to 13:20.
Sorry about that, guys.
Super kick, super kick, super kick.
There is me.
I love, you see, and then I know we had that already in Shawn and Razor when he the other way around, but it's one of my things that I do love, that when going for the finish, not hitting the finish, not connecting the finish, but just getting into position for it, and the opponent just either just powdering out of there or just going off, like, it sells the finisher to me as a legit threat. I don't want to get hit with that because it's going to take me out. And it kind of.
Do you know what? This is one of the things and it's just going to sound ridiculous because it's nowhere near as good. But when we were doing the main event between me and Foxy, this is what I was thinking of. I knew HBK constantly went to do the finishers earlier on. And it's the same thing that Selena does in her. She tries to do the finish early on because she wants to try and get into his head. And this was the match that I was thinking of. Too bad.
Yeah, I can kind of see that now, actually. Yeah, I've yet to do the edit of that, but it will actually have happened by the time this video comes out because it'll be two-parter. So please.
See, I love stuff like that. I love it. It brings me into the realism.
Oh, lads, here we do. He's doing the thing. He's gonna do it.
Oh, Samu, you had one job.
That was. You know what the thing is? I had said that to you because when we had started to do that match, I actually felt nervous going into it, and I had no reason to feel nervous going into it. It's a fucking game we're playing.
Yes.
Like, we're literally doing a role playing game, but I was legit nervous going into it because I was like, shit, I actually kind of want to end this quick because I genuinely don't think I'm going to be able to win.
You see, I like that with
I was Shawn Michaels and Foxy was the fucking Undertaker. Like, that was legit how I felt going into it. I was like, I actually don't think I can beat him. And it's based on the roll of a fucking dice, like.
Yeah.
Little things like that in matches, and I really wish more would take it into account. Little things like going for the finish earlier. It helps suspend the viewer's disbelief, because why would you wait till a set point in the match to hit your finish? If you have a devastating finish, you'd be trying to hit that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
It helps with the suspension of disbelief, in my opinion. Even little things like there was a little moment there where Shawn was dragging Taker in by the leg from there, and you saw Taker grabbing the rope, trying to hold it so he couldn't drag him in, and then he got pulled away from it. Tiny little thing. But it helps make it look like he doesn't want to fucking come in. He doesn't want to let him just have his leg. He wants to fucking try and hold on to the rope and keep him away.
But it's a rarity as well because, like, again, my memory might be fading me here with 3 cans in my system. But the run of Taker matches he would have had at WrestleMania, he didn't have an injury as such. Like, he was always running as if he was 100% perfect. So there wasn't like a weak exploit. And here's the thing about that: the hot-headed scene that Taker had at the time. It culminates with the old school, and he lands awkwardly on his hammy or on his knee, whatever it is. Obviously, it's a knee now. And the fact is, it's like, oh, okay, he's not actually fucking himself up there. Michaels didn't do that. And now the opportunity is there. It gets Michaels back into the game. And again, it's a weakness that was never there initially.
See, it works so as well with this. It works as well though with the entire story that they were telling on this, is that Shawn was in his head the whole time about it, and it's trying to finish it quickly because he knows the longer it goes on, worse it could actually be for him. See, the thing with this match is, going into this story, Undertaker was constantly saying no. And if you're looking at it from two sides, it's because if you're looking at this, Shawn is like, I know I can fucking beat you. And Undertaker's like, well, you don't have that chance anymore. Because realistically, the fear is Undertaker, like, fucking can beat me. I know he can beat me because he has beaten me before.
He was the closest.
He hasn't beaten me on stage.
But yeah, it was like he almost had me, and he goes, and I don't want to risk that going into it. So the stipulation is the thing that adds on perfectly, because they're actually boating each other's heads. There's a massive thing that's on the line for them in this, so it shows in how they wrestle and how quick they are off the mat, how much they're trying to actually to finish the other person as quickly as possible, because they know deep down inside, they know, I don't think I can actually do it.
And also to Jonathan's point there as well.
It just works brilliantly.
Yeah.
Totally
also
agree.
to Jonathan's point, it's something we saw in the Razor match with Shawn as well. And this time, obviously, you two guys who are, even at this point, legends and vets in the business, that when something does go wrong, again, they'll make it work into the match.
They know, exactly, yeah. They know how to incorporate it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these are people who are not afraid to give up their spots, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Like with the storyline, there was so much layers to it.
Yeah. Because bear in mind as well, like at this point in time, Undertaker, like the Royal Rumble point, right? The Undertaker was world champion. So Shawn Michaels had to win the Rumble as per the storyline to get the
title. Beautiful choke slam.
So beautiful.
Beautiful.
And the thing is, like, okay, so like Michaels fucks it up, right? And at that point, Edge comes back. Edge is returning from injury, wins the Rumble. So then, like, everyone is looking at, oh, we're getting Edge Taker 2 at WrestleMania. And everyone's going like, okay, I'm not hating that. I would have preferred
I don't hate this match. I would have preferred, that's the thing is like it's something that WWE actually managed to do. They managed to swerve you slightly on it.
Yes.
By setting up, oh, this is actually what you're getting, and then they worked the storyline so well. And then when it finally was announced, and when he finally makes the agreement, everyone loses their shit, and then you hear the stipulation, and then everyone lost the fucking plot.
Yeah.
Me and Catherine were inconsolable at this stipulation because we genuinely feared that HBK could lose.
Yeah.
But then you had the lads. Then you had like our mate Twist and Marky were on the other side, have been like, holy shit, Undertaker might actually lose this fucking match, and that's the streak gone. So like,
I will say,
there was two sides to a coin on this one, of two completely different fan marks, like selection of fans going into this, have been like, it is a split 50-50. There is an awful lot on the line for this, and it isn't even a fucking championship. Like, it doesn't have to be a championship on the line for this to be the best match of the fucking night. This is your fucking main event. Your championship match is not the event. This is your main event.
Some stories supersede like
100%. And I will say as well, just I think HBK and his personality, even though he's then and now he was a lot better than he was originally because he had kind of battled his demons and won.
Sure.
His stubbornness, etc., really led this to be a match that you knew was going to be unforgettable, because if it was his last match, he was going out and he was going to fucking... he always wanted to steal the show every time he was on there. That's what he did. But you know fucking well, if it was his last match, Jesus Christ, was he going to fucking do anything?
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Like, there's a reason why he was Mr. WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, this is where he was like, he could be going into anything injured, but he always made sure no matter what, he pulled out the fucking stops at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and again, it's down to his personality. He wanted to best everybody.
Yeah, but like, see, this is the thing is when if you've been in the business for as long as you have been, right, and you have this gimmick made up, and it is literally, and it's not even like, sorry, I take that back, it's not even a gimmick that he'd made up in this sense. This is what was pushed from commentators to everything. Everyone pushed this. That was the nickname. I mean, one of his nicknames was Mr. WrestleMania, because everybody knew he was going to pull out the stops. I don't think it's a sense of, I'm fucking better than you, so I'm going to make sure my match is better than all of yours. At this point, it is kind of like a fan service. The fans expect this of me, so I'm going to provide it to you. It's not my fault that you can't follow it. That's
actually an interesting way of looking at it too.
The fans expect this.
Yeah, look, I think it may have started out as his ego back in old Shawn days.
It was started out as an ego.
I agree, it changed.
100% ego. New Shawn was no. I've set a fucking precedence. I've set this up now in my mind. This is what's expected
Yeah,
of me,
that's a fair
and I
point.
do not want to disappoint. So I think for clean and sober Shawn, I'd say that's where it was coming from. For old Shawn, no, it was definitely just him being a cunt, just trying to make sure no one was better than him. But,
That's
like,
true. That's true.
When it's like Shane McMahon does the same thing on this one, right? So Shane McMahon only ever has one fucking match a year. Let's be realistic, and it's always going to be the WrestleMania match. But he's always, even when he was technically a wrestler from like the
You knew he was going to
HBK
do
days
some
and stuff
dumb
like that,
shit.
he was always going to do something stupid that was big and over the top and completely unnecessary, but always got a massive pop, and that's why he did it. He wasn't doing it because he didn't do that because, oh, I want to make a fool of someone else. He does that because he wants to pop the fans. He wants them to fucking have that moment. So going into his matches, you know, he's like, oh, what the fuck can I jump off now? Particularly at a man of his age, he shouldn't be. You'd probably think he generally probably doesn't want to jump off the fucking Hell in a Cell structure. But he's going to do it because that's what the fans expect of him. No. Honest to God, but like the thing is, it's set up so
Very
much
nice.
now win the fan base. That is
I
like
don't know,
if you
that
don't
family
do
has a
it,
screw loose in general.
you're
So I
disappointed.
don't know.
Oh well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Again, now fucking HBK has something to worry about as well.
Yeah.
Great.
oh, that looked like a really sore reverse. He took that all on his ribs, man.
Commitment to the blame move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Like, he
something
was-
that's lacking as well.
No, it really was. He knew it was getting reversed, but he didn't change his direction. He went for the
No,
normal elbow.
it
He was
doesn't
going
know.
always go for.
That's why I
See,
say,
this
like,
thing is,
all
like,
on his
this
ribs.
is two people though that really fucking trust each other in the ring.
Yeah.
That they're willing. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I trust you completely. That if I get hurt, I'm gonna get hurt, but you're still gonna protect me, so I'm not fucked.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think it was a mutual respect. I think there was definitely a mutual respect
Yeah.
there.
Like it goes without saying, like, but
I forgot
like,
to Taker fucking is cut open on his arm as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah, he is.
I can't even remember when that happened.
It happens when he hits the. It's when they're at the steel steps.
Oh,
catches
yeah,
his
that
arm
makes
at the steel
sense.
steps.
That makes sense. Yeah. Oh, what a beautiful switch in music.
Fucking great.
It's so
Beautiful.
So fucking
Gotta say, that sell from Taker there was perfect. He bumped like a fucker for that.
You got
good. Like I know, okay,
we
I know it's the slap to the thigh, right? I know it's the slap to the thigh, but it pops me every time when you hear the noise, when you hear that.
Do you know one thing
love
in addressing that with the slap to the thigh? You know one thing I always liked about the super kick, etc., and especially Shawn's super kick, is unlike certain moves and certain people that I definitely won't name, it's not noticeable. The slap.
No,
to the
it's
thigh,
not. It's not. It's only
all
noticeable when you
instant
know, like you know. Yeah. He does it so fluently that it's like I didn't cop it until I was a lot older.
Exactly. It's because
And
he
now,
moves so
even now,
perfectly
but
with it.
Exactly, yeah. It's the way he moves his body with it is that you don't notice it at all. Like you don't actually realize that he's done it. But it's so good. He does it so good.
What a stride.
A height of that.
Beautiful.
The way his
And not
head
only that,
just
you see
ricochets
Shawn's
back.
commitment. It's like,
The
oh
wave
crap.
the arms. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going right into this. It's when the head does the whiplash on it. You're like, oh fuck.
And even the way he's like placed, like as if he's about to be hit by a fucking truck.
Dennis.
Yeah.
If that was me and you,
Yeah.
we would have had whiplash. Me and you gave each other like we had. Me and you sneeze hard and we give ourselves whiplash, for God's sake.
Is this one of those weird things that people listen to without a context? They're going to think something wrong again. Is it?
That was me and you. Ow,
Do you remember that time I sneezed in an office and you sneezed at home and we both had whiplash by the end of the day?
I threw out my back completely, dude. Fuck. I do that like at least like twice a year. I'll throw out my back completely doing something boring as fuck.
Do you know what? I'm actually quite glad I'm the only person that's not broken on this fucking video call. Like I don't feel great about my health on most days. I'm glad I'm not fucking damaged. Like actually, like genuinely fundamentally flawed in some way of design.
You're bald and dead inside. That's a fundamental flaw.
You don't care. You were. You take rep bumps. Walter's kicked you in the face.
You have to deal with me.
Yeah, the mental scarring
I mean,
and being
there
brought
you
down
go.
to your level,
Yes.
as
So,
evident in the RPG.
And do you know what makes it
Several
even better? He's the one that started it, not me. He actually started one of them, and I'm
That's the
like,
worst.
grand.
That's the most
That means
disappointing part.
I was so proud. Like, I'm not the one that actually brought the tone down, but I'm going to make sure I ram it right down.
do you want to know a terrible fact that I just realized? I've injured myself worse
Yes.
from sneezing than I've ever injured myself worse from wrestling.
Excellent.
The worst injury I got wrestling was a twisted ankle.
Oh,
And like
is
from
this-
sneezing, I
what
threw
think?
out my
know.
fucking back completely.
Worst
fair,
injury I've
Is
had
this going
is
to be the elbow? Is this the elbow off the ring? Is this the elbow?
This is the
from the ring to
moonsault, I
the
think.
table?
This is the
moonsault.
the
I
moonsault,
can't remember. It's moonsault.
where he lands his ribs right on the corner and it doesn't give,
Yeah,
and it just carries him down, and it looks like the most painful fucking thing ever. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this, dude. Oh god.
This reminds me of when he fucking broke his back. When he cracks his back off the table, and that was.
But even
Yes.
that didn't look as bad.
It fucking did.
This
I'm
just.
sorry.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh no! Wait, it wasn't as bad as one of the ones. Oh, it
watch
must be
his
the
cell.
first.
Watch his cell.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
No, it's the fact that the Taker like immediately like when the impact happens, there's like a second delay from Taker, and then he rolls away going fuck the knee, and it's just like it's like a delayed reaction, but because like okay, table went fine. Oh shit, it hit my knee.
Do you know what the best part about it is though? No one is watching Taker. They're watching Shawn. Everyone is watching Shawn's reaction because they know he's.
But look at the second delay from Taker here. Watch, this is great because it's where Michaels actually hits him. He hits him in on the legs.
Yeah.
And then Taker, bam, watch, roll, fuck, out. Great stuff.
That is a beautiful looking moonsault though.
Yeah.
Great sell from Taker here.
Get out of the way, Michael. Get out of the way.
He's still just to keep the fences up. Like
Yeah, that's that. I love that.
I love that,
it's a little thing.
Yeah.
Like some people might think it's silly, but like that, like just in case someone comes behind them, like they haven't defended. Like
yeah.
Look, I don't know if I don't know if you've ever been out on your feet. I definitely have, and that's the type of thing that you do shit like. Is putting up you're in autopilot, putting up the guard to like continue fighting and whatnot and going down. It's an autopilot reaction, you know.
Like we talk about like injuries. I mean, like my worst injury wasn't even in wrestling. I was in jump zone.
I've got one for this as well. Right?
See, I have my worst injury, which is technically it's wrestling related, but it happened when I was 4. But we didn't find out about it until I was 16.
Like I done my ankle in a jump zone, but like next to that would be the concussion, but that wasn't in wrestling.
But I don't even remember.
Yeah, I got concussed before, but it wasn't wrestling.
I've been concussed a few times, obviously, because I don't wrestle. But my brother, obviously, was the massive wrestling fan. But him and Paul, there's like 14. No, there's not even. There's like 11 months in age difference between them or something. They're very Irish twins, but both of them were the same height. Both of them were the same height, so. Yeah, so Damien couldn't put wrestling moves onto Paul, whereas when I was 4, Damien was 9, so he was able to put wrestling moves onto me. So he hit me with a razor's edge in the front room, and we had a fireplace in the front room. And my head cracked off the fireplace.
Yeah.
And I jolted significantly. We started crying. My mom came rushing in. Damien's like, oh, she fell. And that was kind of the end of it. He never let on that he'd put me into a razor's edge and smashed me into the mantelpiece, right? The fireplace.
Hold on, look how invested the crowd is here on just the counts alone.
I know.
Yeah, like, I mean,
because everyone knows that this, like, these are the counts that really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not even
Yeah.
there's not a person sitting down. Look, they're all completely invested in it. They're counting
Yeah,
along
everyone
with
is
every
on their
single
feet on
pinfall.
this.
Like every day, those two men have the attention of however many thousand people there completely.
But
Just
again,
to- just-
it's a little tweaks in Taker's character here as well, because again, even in his matches, because he's still kind of fit into his gimmick here, he doesn't talk to himself during matches. He doesn't speak. He doesn't act out. But he is with Michaels.
He is,
Like
yeah,
he
he
kicked
does
out,
in
he
this
kicked
one.
out at him, and he said, "What do I have to
Well,
do?"
yeah, look
And
how angry he is.
damn
He's
it.
going,
Yeah.
damn it, and all that, because he just hit him with a fucking tombstone. That should
Yeah.
be the end.
Yeah,
He
this should
can't
be the end
believe
of
it, you know?
But like I said, this is something
Just
he
say-
doesn't, he
just-
hasn't done in his previous matches. He was stone faced. He was still
Yeah.
sticking to the character. In this aspect,
And
he's saying,
actually,
Just to
I
finish.
just remembered
Right.
the finish of this match, and I love it.
"Oh,
Yeah, I'm just gonna finish. I'm just gonna finish the worst
Go for it.
injury I ever suffered story.
Sorry,
It
yes.
wasn't until 8 years later. It wasn't until 8 years later that we had to go to a doctor because I had my entire right side paralyzed. That they found out that I had a broken neck for the last 8 years, and there was a bone
Jesus.
fragment pressing on my my spine, about to sever, like about to basically split the nerves, and that was causing paralyzed. That was literally paralyzed the whole thing. When I was 4, up until when I was 16, we had no idea that was going on. So
You see-
the doctor had said, if you turn your head suddenly, you would be paralyzed. And the fact that you've never, like, I played sports, I did so much shit, and the fact that it never actually fragmented, like split into it, was a fucking miracle. And
I
after
lo-
that, I was like, I'm never
I
getting
love
into
this where Taker
is
was
great.
going to do the signal, but then he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And it's like he's giving him respect, but then, yeah, it's just perfect. This whole ending sequence is perfect.
It's just the climb, the struggling climb
Yeah.
on this. Just
And then the
it's so
slap.
good.
Fuck yeah. Oh, there's the look.
Oh,
Yeah, there it is.
he's like, you
And then
piece
this
of
tombstone,
shit.
fucking jumping tombstone. Jesus.
Making sure it's like, boom.
Yeah.
This is how everyone knows. This is it.
But do you know what sells that the
Like
most
a
for me?
mwah,
The fact, like,
perfect
it's
ending.
what sells me most of that is the Jerry Lawler scream, like "fuck!" it's the velocity of the tombstone. It
It's
adds so
ju-
much to it.
Such a perfect ending, like where he's like trying to show him respect by not doing the cutthroat, but then Michaels is like, no, I don't want your pity. Slap, and that pisses him off, and then this huge it's just perfect.
Yeah. And incidentally, I remember the story behind it. Like Taker had like his knees were fucked anyway. So the fact that like that kind of like little bit of respect of like, okay, I'm gonna destroy my knees to do this tombstone. And like, again,
Yeah.
like it wasn't half measures. He fucking like slammed his.
Oh,
himself.
he do. I mean,
Oh.
he leaps into the fucking air. It's a
Like,
jumping
watch-
tombstone.
Fucking watch this again, like. Jesus
Yeah, like,
Christ, like.
You'll notice when Taker does a tombstone, usually it's up to the tippy toes and down.
Yeah. He jumped.
Yeah.
He landed on
That
his
is a
own knee.
clean jump and onto the knees for that. Like,
Unbelievable.
oh, look, I mean, one of my favorite matches of all
Such a
time.
good match.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
also love the reaction of the fella in the pink shirt in the front row. He's actually genuinely disappointed. He's talking
We
to
see-
his mate, and his girlfriend's like, "I'm dumping you after this," but
Like,
he's-
yeah,
you can tell.
I
he's
can only
like,
imagine
"Fuck."
being in the live crowd and being so emotionally drained from it because you've all that excitement from just a brilliant match, and now suddenly realization hits you that a legend is now retiring.
I
Just
had,
yeah, that's it.
I had to take a moment. I went out after this match. I missed the next match because I went outside to smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
I smoked
This is
a-
the main, this is
half a
the
pack
end.
of cigarettes
I
after
mean,
this
is
match outside.
the main event, like so.
Yeah, we were meant to be going to McDonald's,
Ah,
and
yes, of course.
everyone had to wait.
Okay, so
We had to make
Um,
our monthly pilgrimage.
scoring. We want to start with
Okay.
Foxy.
Yeah.
Foxy, yeah, we'll start with Foxy on this one.
This is a tough one.
Foxy's like, no.
No. Like,
Foxy's
it's
like,
well,
no.
Trying to separate it solely to Sean now, obviously.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
trouble I'm having.
Yeah.
because like that was like an undeniable like back and forward. There's no no one's like in complete control of that match. Like with the previous matches we've watched. Like this is definitely a back and forward, amazing story going into it.
Yeah.
Solid, like absolute solid, like storytelling throughout the match, as well as like offense throughout. Like everyone's invested. You can clearly see that. And anyone that was watching wrestling during that time was definitely invested in this one. So that's a 9.
I think for me, like I judge a lot of matches, and I said on the previous one a lot on if I think a person who has never watched wrestling before can come into it, can understand the characters, and can understand the story that's happening from this match alone. And I think this match perfectly illustrates it. That without any of the story, without the hype package, without anything, what those guys showed in the ring, you know how big those stakes are. You know what's happening in here. If you had no knowledge of Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker, you know that this means so much to both of them. And I think Shawn completely delivered in it. He gave it his all. I mean, the moonsault can't have been nice.
Oh, no. Not at all.
And then, like, look, there's several other moments. I couldn't pick a botch really from it. It was just perfect. I mean, 9. I agree.
So this is the what I've been kind of thinking about in regards to the scoring about this, because again we kind of established that for the scoring it is from the lens of like the wrestler we're talking about. So in this case it's Shawn Michaels. I've always seen the match of this to be an Undertaker oriented match, even though it's HBK's retirement. It is still an Undertaker oriented match because of the fact that like Michaels got him into this like hump basically. And it was nearly again. It was another strategy to get rid of Undertaker's streak, and the fact was that Michaels was willing to sacrifice his career to do it. In terms of the build-up, in terms of the story going in, 10 out of 10. Mike 11, 12, fucking 13, whatever it is, because Michaels was just on fucking. I
sent promos in the group chat, by the way.
Yeah,
saw that.
That'll be our aperitif.
Link that shit to the video. Link that shit.
Yeah, I will actually. I will definitely. Thank you. So like in terms of the character, the descent from that point, from the Slammies all the way to like the Royal Rumble to the Elimination Chamber, that was a whole Shawn Michaels arc. But to the match, it was a lot more grayer than that, because it was the fact that Taker was now Taker had a weakness, Taker had this, Taker could get beaten here. So it still was starting to become more about the streak. Only until the end when you realize, oh shit, Taker has Michaels beat here. The career's gone. That's when you come to an epiphany, like, oh, fuck it. Like that's it. We're done. Michaels is done. But to counterpoint to that, if we're doing this kind of comparison, we're doing this kind of thing about Michaels and a way of encapsulating his career. This is him ending it on the right way, on the right path, on the right foot, because. Like we know about the previous HBK, we know about the previous Michael, how he acted the bollocks and everything about that, how he lost his smile and so forth. That's not a good way to end anyone's career. You want to have a good send off. You want to be able to ride off into the sunset on your terms with the match that you want to do.
This is like it's like the cowboy definition thing. You want to die with your boots on. You don't want to die with your boots off. You want to die with your boots on.
And more precisely, you want to end on a high. You want to be able to say, my last match was my best match. And in the same way, like with Undertaker, even retiring very recently with AJ Styles in the Boneyard, he's not going to have a better match than that, realistically.
No.
Given the kind of shape he's in. He's not going to go in the ring and start having 5-star classics with anyone else. He's going to have that type of match, and he still could do. But nevertheless, for Shawn Michaels, this is as much as he can do in that moment in time. And that's, as a wrestler, all you can really ask for. He didn't bow out when he was washed up. He's not bowing out when like he's already had his best matches and this is just like his last legs. He's bowing out when he's top, when he's number one. And for that, I would agree with what my colleagues are saying here. I think from this, it's a 9 for Shawn Michaels, because again, it's an Undertaker-oriented match from that aspect, but this is the perfect send-off. This is the perfect goodbye to someone who is Mr. WrestleMania, to leave, to retire in the main event of that show. And it has to be a 9 at least. But yeah, that's where I'm going with. Because if I was taking it was taking the feud in condition and so forth, it would be a 10, no contest. Because
I agree. It would also be a 10 for me as well.
Mm.
If we were looking at anything else besides just the match, it'd be my perfect match. It would be complete 10.
Yeah.
If I was talking about the storyline, etc., around it, definitely.
Mm. But so yeah. That obviously that leaves the Mania 26 match as the highest scored, not by much actually, very close between that and Mania 19. But Amy does win individually this round. But I suppose the answer to the question who's better, HBK or Shawn Michaels, it's Shawn Michaels. And
HBK or Shawn Michaels?
Did I say HBK?
Yeah.
Again,
yeah, you did. You meant to say what? You meant to say Y2J or HBK.
Because that was only the title of the video. Okay.
Shawnee is that winner. Sean is the winner, isn't he?
Sean
is
the winner.
What was the final? What was the final score?
Total tally
this would have
for
been
each.
close.
Total tally.
Yeah, what was the total tally?
Y2J 47 and HBK 51.5. So it's a
oh.
Bit
That's closer than I thought it was going to be. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, actually.
Yeah.
Because realistically, both these lads are phenomenal. They are phenomenal athletes when they're in
their own
prime,
ways.
In
Well,
yeah, and they play the crowds completely different. Their characters are not the same, but they can also be very much alike as well. But there is a difference between them, and it's like but it's also my favorite thing about this is they both have the small man complex. The only difference is they both have the small man complex because Jericho was the cruiserweight. Shawn Michaels should have been the cruiserweight, but he made sure he fucking fought tooth and nail to get to the heavyweight.
But you know something that sets Shawn apart, in my opinion, is the fact that if we had have gone with Shawn versus Taker, part 1 and 2, that was it. That gap would have been even more.
Oh, completely.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like that's totally. that just shows that, you know, to have as many great matches, let alone great WrestleMania matches as him, I don't think we'll ever see the likes again. He's one of, if not the greatest of all time, arguably.
Yeah.
If
you were to just do those two as a full package, that's literally there would be no contest to it.
Yeah.
Oh, none whatsoever. None.
Those two matches, those 2 years of pure storytelling, there's no contest.
It's game over. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have that. Should have done. Well, I guess we've answered the question that people may have been asking: who was better, Jericho or Shawn Michaels? The answer is Shawn Michaels. We
and on you know what? I'm going to say on our personal opinions.
No, objectively.
I don't want to get sued. Jericho will sue. It's an opinion, okay? You can't get angry at an opinion.
All right, finally, opinions my opinion.
Assholes. Everybody has them, and some of them are full of shit. So that means
I'm happy to lose.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Well, you say that now because if I won if I won by the match pick, that means I get to pick the next.
Well, what the audience don't see is that Foxy is our resident diva, and he's
shockingly actually, yeah.
He's fully trucked up Shawn Michaels.
Here's the thing is, lads, as soon as the recording stops, he's gonna lose his shit. All right, he made Jonathan cry the last time, and Dennis rage
not
quit.
Even that. He's not gonna lose his shit, but he's also gonna lose his smile.
Should see. There's several people that won't even work with Foxy anymore. Cody Rhodes, all these fantastic professional people just won't work with him.
So I get to pick the next.
You do
topic that we're doing this time.
Well, one of the next topics.
Yes, we have several.
See, here's the thing is,
but the one for in amongst the four of us, let's say.
Okay, that's what I was going to say because I don't want to do the other one because I don't like the idea of having 5 people on it, and I can't pick.
That's fine.
A match
we can
for
rotate.
That other one, all right? So I'm going to tap out of that one because I don't want to pick favorites. So
I'm so
the one that
confused.
the one that I'm thinking of to do a best of matches, because I wanted to do this previously,
Okay.
right? And it's since obviously with the mirror universe as well. I mean, we're trying to make Eddie Guerrero great again. But I want to do Eddie's greatest hits. I want us to find the 4 best Eddie
brilliant.
Guerrero matches.
Oh, fantastic.
Because
So
it's
much
annoying me a
choice.
little bit but here's the thing is, and this is why it's been sitting in the back of my mind for a while, because some of the matches that we have picked for doing the watch alongs, there have been a few Eddie Guerrero matches in the mix, and I'm thinking, why haven't
They've all
we
been
done
very
Eddie
good.
yet?
Yeah.
And they've all been excellent. So I vote that our next Watch Graps, that I'm on anyway for sure, that we do Eddie Guerrero.
I like it. I like it a lot. I'm even trying to think now. There's so many good. There's actually quite a few good
I
candidates.
actually
there,
instantly know what one I would instantly straight up.
I have an idea of which one I want to do.
Yeah. We'll all just shout it out at the end.
Out of curiosity, is there a bit of colour in the match you're thinking of?
A bit.
We're all thinking of the same match. Lads, are we all just going to watch the same match 4 times?
No. I like
I have 5
give it different.
I have 5
But we all
words.
give it different scores each
Where
time
the
we
fuck
watch
is
it.
Vicky?
God damn it, Vicky!
Yo, this is
very good.
fun. Right, so this has been Watch Graps, because I really need to pee and we have to record other things as well. So I've been Amy, that's been Dennis, that's been Foxy, that's been Jonathan. You can follow us on Twitter at Nerds Are Us. You can subscribe on the YouTube channel if you just hit the little notification and hit the little subscribe button. Also, you can probably find us on social media. We're not that hard to find. We post shit. Enjoy. We will talk to you soon. Adios.